early lining up for this A play. Just being defended by Kindo for now. We'll get some information towards ramp and try to call in for backup. Simple will take a fight onto Kindo, and Kindo comes out on top, giving man advantage to the CTs. As the explosion onto the A-bomb site comes through, space taken in CT, but it is the man advantage on the retake. And Partizan having a defuse kit, there's no need to rush this retake. They're very quick into CT, are 3 CTs as they look to fight towards this position. They have team damage coming through, but Prime Taps finds 2 frags, and do chimes in as well, and the man advantage has completely flipped, and Dragon has to pick up the slack. He finds nothing. It's all on Kindo. The initial player who found the first kill, he's left to find the final 3, and that's not... And BC.GAME look like they're just going to go for a basic hit through A. 2 towards Palace, 3 in ramp here, as this A execute will come over. Vladen is towards Sandwich. Just going to remain tugged here. Andu has to consider this angle, has to clear it, won't go. Back turned into this. Allows Vladen to find a second onto Kakanito, but a quick double in response. Next round Prime Taps make things level in a 3 versus 3 as the bomb will be able to get planted. Collins can't quite rotate in time to deny this. Collins will actually be the first to fall. Nexa and Prime Taps are both 1 bullet from death, but it's so much easier to take them down than it seems. And Prime Taps does go down. Simple, the only player with any HP, falls to Depression, and it relies on the in-game leader. Nexa goes down. Depression has more than enough time to get the defuse. And that's the issue there with your low HP. And Simple just getting isolated towards Tetris. It's a 1v1 fight that Depression comes out on top of. Dragon is going to be just waiting behind this smoke. And he's got a good idea of it. Dragon will just back away through short. On the top towards top mid. Forces Andu out and into Dragon's crosshair. Kindo as well finds Kakanito as he tries to lurk through underpass. You can see Simple sort of isolated, tries to break over the A-bomb site by himself, but gets found. And Depression, knife out, is sort of asking Nexa to take him down. The kill will be brought back. Partizan still majorly favoured. As time is ticking, there's not a lot of util for BC.GAME to opt to back away towards B, and even less space as Vladen's pushed all the way through apartments. Indo finds 1, Prime Tap spotted out towards ramp. Not a lot of time, Prime Taps might just try for this save. Vladen spotted and taken down. So Prime Taps can maneuver himself to safety after finding that kill. But we are seeing a force bite. Prime Taps with a 1 saved weapon, it instantly finds the first kill though, so certainly can work out. Prime Taps not slowing down. Vladen will be able to get the trade eventually. There's so many more bodies to find. Next to take him down, Depression gets a quick trade to keep things level as Collins through the window. Can't deny the bomb, but can take down the bomb planter. Collins a double. And it leaves Andu in the 1 versus 3. Hey, what a round from Collins. 3 kills found, leading by example. As the leader of this team finds a triple. Aims and blinded, forced to retreat through connector. But the T's, they are not respecting this. Andu so quick. Kakanito by his side, they overwhelm Kindo as well. And it's Depression in an awkward spot here towards default. But the rest of his team have actually fallen in the meantime. 1v1 from Simple. Depression's Deagle, or Simple's Deagle spams Depression down to 1 point of health. Nexa creeps his way up short. Depression's got a full belt of utility. He's actually dropped the AWP, in fact. On the bomb. Nexa, oh no, out of ammo, spams the wrong position and Depression just sticks the defuse. 1 HP. Sure, if we do see a boost come through, I think Dragon can spot. Apparently not, just not looking towards the angle. And Kakanito gets a freebie. Collins on Con will be able to get a trade. Able to find Simple as well. Collins able to find 3. He's had some heroic rounds here this series already. And we're only 7 rounds in. Kakanito finds himself in a 1 versus 3. Collins is not done yet. How is Collins the player on a tear? The rest of the team are going to look to exploit up connector. Collins will be found. So no miracle round from him. But still have 2 more players here in A. Kindo finds nothing. Just goes down to a Glock. Vladen can deny from the flank. We still have Dragon unknown here on this bomb site. Finds the first. Dragon takes down the second. The bomb's been denied again. And Kakanito is all that remains. A 2-man advantage for BC.GAME. And they find nothing from the rest of this round. A lot of spams through the smokes. Sure, Collins isn't going to feel all too comfortable. There's Vladen to find the first kill. Bomb's still yet to get planted. These smokes are going to start to fade soon. And it allows Depression to find prime taps. Collins here at CT. Spots out Simple, takes down Simple. And I think this is where we're starting to see a few of the cracks, perhaps, of BC.GAME's T side still. Dragon strikes from Palace, won't be able to double down. Andu is in a 1v5 turn 1v4 and just a 1 kill onto Dragon. Yeah, I think this is where it towards Cat. An advantage for Partizan. We only have a single flashbang on Nexa to try to send his team in, but it's Kindo who flanks all the way through. Finds a freebie onto Andu, and now just leaves the T's guessing. Where do we even go? We'll get him boosted up here. Found by Dragon. No need to take the fight onto Prime Taps. He's already found another kill for his team. Molotov will actually force him forward. Does get found. Kindo flanking top middle. Completes the triple for him. And Partizan continue. Looked flawless as soon as the guns have been in play. Where they invest quite a lot on their half buys. And it has just stopped Simple from being able to bring out the AWP. Prime Taps loses the 1v1 to Kindo. It's a lot of information in space. The T's are going to be unsure of now whether the CTs have fully occupied. Andu dinked down, but only to 79 HP. So 4 versus 4, one of the best chances BC.GAME have found themselves in recently, but just look at the deeper control. Collins here. Nexa so close with the crosshair placement, but just loses out the gunfight. Missed shot there from Simple onto the short player. With 30 seconds, they need to start to find this success. Simple will get the trade onto Collins, but Vladen in the back lines gets the trade, and Simple fallen, leaving Kakanito in the 1v3. 180 turn, but Kakanito cannot find Vladen. In the cross here. It's a short. Kakanito could find, but Depression's actually able to find the kill, and Kakanito can't quite get the trade there. An advantage given over to Partizan. As the bomb and the majority of the T's head towards B, but a 2-man advantage, make it a 3-man advantage for Partizan as this round continues to fall so flat. BC, a lot of situations like this. This game could be done if this pistol round goes the way of Partizan, but the position of Kakanito looks pretty solid. But he does find nothing. Dragon takes him down. Still got Simple and Prime Taps on the bomb site. Make that just Simple towards jungle. As he's being forced further back, it's all Partizan in the kill feed. Next round, Andu in a 2 versus 5. Got a Molotov and a nade, but I mean, what can you do with this? It should be that 11-2, and I think it goes without saying. BC.GAME are very likely going to go for a second round force bite. You sort of have to. You just need to hope something goes in your favor. Flashbang's great. Sends Vlad an imp. We'll see one kill found from Andu and Nexa, but there's nothing more to talk about in all Partizan. Pressure will spot one out here towards B. There's two towards top connector. A lot of information is being gained here from the T side, and Collins finds the opening kill onto Prime Taps and looks to quickly change the pace and to explode out onto A. You've got Simple here in jungle, but it's Kakanito's position that holds the most weight. You can see the awareness. There's a Molotov drop towards his position, an early bomb plant. They instantly get that timer ticking as there's no defuse kit on BC.GAME. Simple will find one onto Collins as Dragon finishes off a Nexa. The position and the weaponry advantage should just be enough here, though. A lot of the Partizan players have been tagged away. The issue is we've got about 8 seconds for someone on the CT side to get on this bomb. There's been no tap. There's been nothing to even force any of these Ts to swing. Simple, a lot of damage there. Onto Kindo and Connector, but this one's done. Kakanito can't even save. Dragon finishes him off. Haven't lost a series yet with this new 5, but I certainly think they're going to lose a map here at least. And it's going to be a quick one. 2 kills found. And it's just these 3 MP9s left to clutch this out. Partizan just need to make sure they don't make too many mistakes. We saw Gun 5 in the last series. It felt like they got a bit complacent when they hit round number 12. I mean, I think Partizan have enough chances anyway to be able to close it out. But if Partizan can do it here at the first time of asking, I think that says a lot. It's a lot about where this team's at right now. And the T's grouping up towards A. CTs have made a decent call. There are 3 defenders around this side of the map. Dragon will just be a lurk. They've got plenty of utility on Partizan for a full A execute. Util range down. Prime Taps in a prime position. We'll find the first. Prime Taps gets the second. Non-instant trade. Finally does. And just like that, a quick freely on map number 1. I still think there's a good chance. But Partizan, certainly a very confident and more than competent team on Dust. As a fast play through B, Prime Taps is able to stall out the first. Will eventually get traded, but delays for the rotations to come in. 1-for-1 non-stop. As Simple now takes up Andu's position, but instantly out the gates for Simple with the first kill. Well, Vlad just pushing the smoke. He's going to get us decent information, but it's what can Kakanito find towards tunnels. It won't matter as Vlad does go down. Next has got the awareness. Comes through, but dropping the smoke. Prime Taps could get exposed, could get caught out. The rotation is quick enough. But Prime Taps still alive here towards Gar. He is not fallen just yet. Eventually will go down, but he's worth his weight in gold from a double kill. And again, just like the pistol round, we've got all these rotations in the bomb site in time. And it feels like it's going to be the exact same finish. Dragon's actually got a nice bit of time in sneaking through the smoke. Nexa is holding. Will deal a lot of damage. The Dragon in what feels like a near impossible 1 versus 2. He just doesn't have the health. Okay. Is able to find Kakanito. And just this heads up duel versus Simple now. Dragon still 50 seconds to play with. I like the angle Simple's playing. Just a bit of an off angle. Giving him a good chance the Dragon won't hit the instant headshot, but Dragon himself is waiting for any aggression that's never going to come. And eventually has to make his move. Creeping his way. Back into the bomb site. Simple so convinced that it's not going to be from tunnels. And it's an easy kill. Just the one bullet needed. Primetaps and Andu are both hit. Primetaps has had some big B-site holds before. There's Andu towards Car, who will find one. Primetaps only able to get a 1-for-1 himself, and the smoke towards door will block Simple's vision, forcing him forward with the AWP. That's a great find onto Vlad and Dragon. Can't quite find the kill, but does force Simple back. No defuse kit on any of the remaining CTs. Simple again with the Glock. Akanito has been spotted out. Sorry, Collins has been spotted out here. His damage is being dealt. Finally, Nixa will be handled with, and Simple will fall to the Tech 9 of Collins as well. Partizan, they make their T side. I'm going to be heading up towards A. This is where two of the rifles reside. Kakanito domed by Collins. Simple fallen as well. Still got Andu tucked towards Goose. He will be able to find one. The spacing's not quite there to get an instant trade. And Andu still keeps himself alive. Finally shut down by depression. And Primetaps the B defender. There's not a huge amount he can do in this round, and just is sadly going to have to concede this one up. Dragon will catch him off. Round. Back through the wall here from depression, as we do see the first long take from the T's, but it's looking solid initially. 1-for-1 trade. Simple is here as well. Can't quite double up. So casualties on both sides. As just 20 seconds into the round, 6 players have fallen. Kindo's pretty bruised, as is Primetaps. Wielding the AWP now. Obviously, Kindo used to be the AWP on this team before depression came in. Kindo is posted up, does spot the angle, but not an easy shot. It'll be where does Andu rotate in from? It looks like he's going to make the move round towards long. Primetaps playing at Gandalf. Kindo's got to eventually consider the long play, and he is now. All on timing though. Kindo holds. Andu peeks into it. Even on low HP, Kindo still finds the kill. Molotov thrown towards a Gandalf, but it's just as Primetaps looks to back away towards short is when Dragon swings. Partizan take the... Like a lot of teams, to be fair. Partizan do a decent bit of their best work on the T side of this map. So maybe if you see BC.GAME have just a competitive first half, that could be what they need. Depression's able to find one onto Simple, but it's Andu who progresses up towards short. He won't be able to get away. There's 2 in lower tunnels. Flash into mid. They're aware that Primetaps is there, but that could have just baited Kakanito in. Just those shots from Primetaps. Perhaps Partizan overlook this angle if they look to push out themselves. Are going to be a bit more disciplined in their approach. And instead, potentially making their way into long. Timing's really good here for Kakanito. Dragons just let them cross, but in fact it could still flip ways. Primetaps does go down. Dragon actually really fortunate with that. Next to find one. Is he ready to find 2 more? Apparently so. He will make this round plausible now for Kakanito. Who's initially got this 1 versus 1 onto Dragon. Does come up on top. Barely even took any damage from that as well. But Kakanito has the read to make his way back up towards A. Does Vlad catch him in transition? Oh, not quite. 17 seconds on the clock. Vlad spotting nothing. Kakanito does get the information both players do on either side. Creeping up now. Vlad, as spotted, is aware, and the dink comes through. 87 points of damage, but Vlad, think Partizan just want nothing to do with this. Look, Simple's having a good start to this game. Let's stay out of his way. And a 4-man crunch here through short. Vladim's going to get a lot more than he bargained for. Sports out Simple. Is he going to be ready for this onslaught, though, of players? It's even trades, but Andu comes out on top. Simple's scout finds, and Kindo, who's all the way towards long, with a 1 versus 1. The bomb can actually be retrieved. And Kindo could creep his way towards A without Simple knowing. Simple sort of in no man's land. He's holding the right angle, and he will find the kill. 2 kills for Simple. The Orbital Depression is searching for something towards B. Has spotted Andu at the back of this bomb site. Multiple Molotovs thrown his way. We'll be able to find one, but Primetubs has had some strongholds here before. Swing does come through, just 1 for 1. And this time around, BC.GAME's rotations aren't as quick. On finally does get planted. Still have some good util here on players like Simple, Kakanito, Mixer as well even. There's certainly still a solid chance, but even Depression's got another smoke grenade. Util starts to come down, but the Molotov towards window. Has to be Kakanito to find anything, and as soon as that kill doesn't go the way of BC.GAME, safe has to be called. I mean, look, you can see that's a perfect example of how horrible this B site is to retake. It's a 3 versus 3. Nade raining down, and Andu getting softened up, just forcing himself to play slightly deeper. Dragon has to be aware of this. They saw where the Molotov was thrown from, and flashes come through. The util's excellent, but Nexa keeps his teammate alive. Vladim found as well. And a quick turnaround. Andu and Nexa chime in, and Depression finds himself in a 1 versus 3. This looked like a perfect call to hit that bomb site with. The flashbangs were great onto Andu, but Nexa were able to find Dragon. And I think that's where BC.GAME just needed a couple of players to look to swing onto Andu. Depression's still a chance in this, but certainly unlikely. I think even if he finds Nexa, we're going to see an instant trade from Andu. Timing's not there. Andu finds. And BC.GAME do walk away with 5. Look, do I think it's a perfect half thing? Is BC.GAME do find 5 rounds, and they give themselves a chance moving onto their T side now. Double lower tunnel setup here from Partizan. Kindo and Dragon. You've also got Depression watching from short as well. Swing comes through. Kakanito. Wow. Okay, talk about being ready for what your opponents are going to do. Kakanito instantly finds the first. Domes Kindo as well, and then the swarm on the Depression. This is a really clean pistol. And that's 3 out of the 4 pistols in this series going the way of BC.GAME. And it feels like this is just the way that you can at least get Depression on the AWP. While also giving yourself a bit of a chance to win this. I like this setup though. 3 players towards long, and BC.GAME, at least early, seem to be interested in this position. And they actually are going to push into the stack. Andu jumping his way out. The 5-7 finds. There is still 1 player here. It's really well handled. 3 players towards long. Only 1 casualty suffered. Vlad and Depression. There's no need to even have a look at this round. There's a bit of a short setup here. A couple of 5-7s. These guns are pretty scary at times, and we'll be able to go 1 for 1. And here towards mid as well, we do see a kill found, but with Primetubs finding that one, man advantage goes back the way of the T's. Couple of smokes drop towards short. And it is just going to be Depression Vladin searching for exits anywhere. Vladin actually looks like he might just be trying to save this gun again. I can't imagine Depression is particularly going to want to keep this scout. He's saving for it all the last couple of rounds. We're all coming through. BC.GAME very disciplined in their approach. Wait and see if there's any aggression before they line up for what looks like it is going to be this hit into the tunnels. Dragon's Orb is posted up. Flashbang comes his way. Connects the first shot onto Nexa. Drops out an HE grenade. Depression has rotated in to help. Dragon wielding this orb is shutting anything down. Will peek in. Will find his third. And s1mple has instantly backed away. Play through long. Indo waiting to be flashed in. The flash does blind one, but seemingly Prime Tap's dodging. Man advantage goes the way of the T side as Depression holds the line, hoping that someone gives him an opportunity to bring things level again. No initial peak. Now Depression's in a tough spot. Vladin aggressive towards long as well. Yeah, timing of that was really awkward for Partizan. As soon as we see Depression try to take some more space towards car, and Vladin push up, we see a Molotov towards car, we see flashbangs coming over. I think if we maybe saw Partizan look to make that play 5 seconds. With the smoke being lined up. We do coming over as well. We do have Dragon and Vladin holding here, but it doesn't necessarily look like there's going to be the full commitment just yet from BC.GAME. In fact, they're going to change their minds and head towards A, but Dragon able just to play at the door, waiting for this play to come through. Dragon finds a triple, Dragon with a quad kill. And this is the thing, you can work on as many things as you want, a couple of kills before being taken down, and this AK is being retrieved from Andu. Should still be a relatively easy cleanup hit from the CTs. There's no real need for Partizan to look to overfight this. But a much more competitive game on Dust than Mirage. This is what I think people wanted to see. Looks to push, and he will be able to get the best of Kindo. And this is the Goku. The T's look to play. Colonne's on the other side of the smoke, but maybe opting against it as a CT smoke thrown in response. What a nade there, landing perfectly onto s1mple, Prime Taps, and Nexa. Partizan have fully rotated here towards A. Collins able to find one. Constant 1-for-1s. Vladin gets traded out as well. It's a good trading game for both teams, but BC.GAME were the ones in the advantage thanks to the initial kill from Kakanito. So it leaves Depression in a 1 versus 2. Finds Kakanito. He's up against s1mple. He switches to the Glock. Both players similar health. s1mple just on the Glock. He's hoping for the missed shot from Depression. He's going to be peeking towards him. Glock doesn't find. The no-scope of Depression does. But now, after waiting out the initial U-tilt towards mid, Depression finds Nexa. Man, advantage in info that there was one heading his way towards short. Be aware of more. I seem not a huge fan of this angle that Kindo's playing. And he will actually just back away. I think it's a bit of a risk to try to sort of give these gunfights up to the pistols. We know who's wielding them. Just like that, Prime Taps will find. Kindo does get a trade, and Vladin with an important double in middle. It's Kakanito in an impossible clutch, and it leaves make Partizan feel uncomfortable. Know that they're going to have to be the ones to be aggressive, and here's this aggression coming through from short. Flashbang so good though. Kindo finds the first. Nexa goes down as well. Primetaps will get a kill in response to make it a 3 versus 3, but Partizan, perfect flashbang. With the bomb dropped, Collins is the only player who can actually hold this off for now. We'll just drop the smoke grenade to give himself a bit more room to play with. The clock is ticking, 40 seconds remain, and Collins is going to give up the bomb. Man advantage now for Partizan. It is Collins to find that kill, so BC.GAME could be aware that short has been left open. Bomb has been picked up, and it has to be a play into A. Vladen on the bomb site, Collins towards long. Vladen has been spotted out, he just tries to delay. Collins dropping down, and it leaves Primetaps in the 1 versus 3. Partizan, they have done enough, surely. Look at the time, Vladen's not even going to give him a gunfight. The bomb can't be stuck. Primetaps knows this one's all said and done, and Partizan with a 13-9 victory here. But more importantly, a 2-0 sweep to make themselves the first team here from the Swiss stage into playoffs. I want to say a much better turnaround from BC.GAME. I still do think they were lacking what it needed to really take down Partizan here. I think one thing that definitely gave BC.GAME probably a few more rounds than arguably they should have had was certainly